Today I'm here to do my speech on ADHD and explain to you exactly what ADHD is and how it can affect someone's life. Have you ever had a to-do list of things to do, such as grocery shopping, getting your kids to bed, doing homework with your kids, cooking dinner, cleaning the house, and going to work? You have this whole list of things to do, and you know that they have to be done within a certain time period, and you can usually get them all done. Now, someone with ADHD, this will affect them. A to-do list with things like that can make them all over the place. They cannot multitask. They have a very hard time with multitasking. Now, someone like me or you can just go out, multitask, get all these things done in an appropriate amount of time. Now, someone with ADHD has a hard time pinpointing the importance of things that need to get done in their life. They will start on it, maybe go to another project, but they are never able to finish just one task. They are all over the place and end up trying to do several tasks at once, and they're never able to complete them all. They are not able to focus just on one task at a time. Now, ADHD is something that can affect the way you learn, but it does not affect your ability to learn. 5 to 9% of our school-age children in the United States have been considered to have an ADHD disorder. This will definitely, like I said before, interfere with their activities of daily living. This disease was introduced into my life about 15 years ago and has affected my family. I will be talking to you about that. Some of the signs or symptoms of ADHD, along with the causes and treatments that we have for it. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. This goes along with the inability to pay attention and focus just on any one task. It can go along with a lot of impulsivity and fidgeting and hyperactivity in some cases. ADHD not only affects children, it can affect our adults as well. At least 2 to 4% of the adults in the United States are considered to have an ADHD disorder. Right now, currently, there is no physical signs, there is no blood test, there is no conclusive test that doctors can give to anyone to diagnose them with this disease. Psychiatrist Paul Wender from the University of Utah School of Medicine believed that he had come up with one objective symptom of this disease. He said that he believes that is foot tapping, and foot tapping alone is sufficient enough to make a diagnosis of ADHD for anyone. Some other signs and symptoms of ADHD can be fidgeting, hyperactivity, restlessness, failing to complete tasks. With ADHD goes along with a lot of emotions. Children or adults can be very short-tempered. They can explode very easily. They are very moody, and they don't know how to respond to situations. If a situation becomes frustrating to a child, they may respond to that situation by hitting, screaming, punching, kicking, or even breaking things. These are not reactions that they pre-plan. If they are frustrated over something, this is usually how they will react when they have ADHD. Currently, right now, we do not have a treatment or a cure for the disease, but we do have medications that can help with the signs and symptoms of ADHD. 50 to 75% of children or anyone that have a diagnosis of ADHD also have coexisting disorders such as bipolar, depression, schizophrenia, and these may be underlying conditions that they're not even aware of. Not one person all has the same signs or symptoms of ADHD. Professionals right now, they do not know what the cause of ADHD is. Like I said before, they don't have any conclusive tests either to diagnose someone with the disease. We do not know how to prevent or minimize any of the side effects. This is something that is currently still being looked at. There is the different treatments for ADHD. A lot of times children or adults will be given stimulant medications such as Dexedrine, Vyvanse, Concerta, Ritalin. Along with those, usually there is treatments of going to a psychologist to talk about the disease and what goes on in a person's mind and help them, give them different ideas as to how to control some of their behavior. These stimulant medications are something that usually work within a half an hour. 2 to 4% of adults, like I said, are diagnosed with the disease. There's no one specific test that will diagnose someone with this. People with this disease are usually very short-tempered. Just keep in mind, though, this is a disease that anyone can get. There's no specific signs or symptoms. Doctors do look at a couple of specific symptoms, such as the hyperactivity, the impulsiveness, and failing to complete tasks, in one shot. This is usually how they will diagnose someone with the ADHD. But, even some of our greatest inventors, like Thomas Edison, was considered to have ADHD. So keep in mind, this can affect anyone. It is a disease, though, that we can work on curing. This is not something that is going to affect everyone. But the people who it does, we are able to help them. Just remember, they can still learn. They are still just like me or you. They take in the information. They just have a different way of learning.